What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, you are. What camera is this using? What camera is this using?
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
This
No, it
camera.
isn't. I'm going to join now. Gemini is taking on. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Great. Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
How you guys doing today?
Okay. How are you doing, Evan?
Doing really well. Doing really well. Thank you.
Okay. So, Evan, I wanted to check with you on. I've been so impressed with Gemini and Notebook LM, and we're doing a lot of work here. And I wanted to check with you to see how it's going and what are you having in the future.
So, thank you for scheduling the meeting. As far as I know, I see that you guys expressed a little bit of interest in the voice over internet protocol.
Yes.
So, from my understanding, you guys might be interested in creating your own sort of customized specific AI agents that work within your organization. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's really great. I'd love to hear more about it. Are you looking to integrate this VoIP solution within your current system? Are there any specific challenges that have popped up within the last time we spoke?
Well, from the last time we spoke, yes, a couple of things. One of the things that we're doing is I'm also teaching hybrid, and I'm doing recordings, and I'm using your Notebook LM, and I also have a number of videos that I want the basically AI to interpret what's happening in the video.
The still images, not just the audio like Google and Notebook is doing right now. Actually, to look at the image, analyze each image, each one of the 30 images in a second, interpret each image separately, and then connect each image to the other with the story, just like AI can do.
Gotcha. Okay.
And more importantly, we give the students a phone number that they can call, and then our AI discusses with them the problem, helps them solve it, and make the instructor one person in the video conference together with the AI and the students.
Got it. And do you know about how many students or end users would be using this new solution?
Well, we'll start as a pilot between 100, from 40 to 120.
Got it. Okay. So it's really important that this is efficient, is of course, but automated.
Yes.
The phone number, but it's kind of human hands off, mostly AI.
Well, it's a combination of basically, for instance, I'm the professor. Let's say, Evan, you're in my class. Basically, I'll have an AI with me, basically, as if it were co-teaching.
Just like in the middle of the class, we call 800 Chat GPT. And on the other end of the phone call, Chat GPT is joining the class and discusses with the professor what the professor is teaching, in this case IT and AI, and gets involved in co-teaching the class, helping the professor teach, and also responding to the questions of the questions of the students, some of which are in person in the lab, in the class, and the rest of them are online with Zoom, which is also streaming live to YouTube. One piece that is missing is the interpreting of still shots in a silent movie, which Google is not doing right now. It just takes the audio and interprets the audio. What we are adding to it is interpreting the still shots in a silent movie, explaining each image by itself, and then connecting each image to the other image with a story that describes it beyond audio.
Got it. Okay, so for example, would this be used in a classroom for your questions still,
Yes.
just without content that's visual.
And more importantly, it will be used for administration. Let's say that you are a student that wants to register to the University of Miami, right? And you bombard the call line with questions that the AI can answer, even better than any administrator. So you talk to the AI first, and then when you need to involve an administrator that will tell you stories about the university, the administrator can join just like you can join a discussion that right now Notebook is doing by clicking the button of join. And in addition to the podcast that the Notebook is doing, you get the real person adding to the podcast beyond the AI script.
So this AI solution would be touching a couple different spots. It sounds like to me it'd be in the classroom, and then also would it be within that application office? That's sort of a help bot.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a help bot, like admissions. Let's say you're interested, or at the university of being admitted. This is my GPA. What are my chances of being admitted? So it could be that. It could also be for donors. Basically, let's say you're an alumni of the university. So basically, the alumni could be, the chatbot could basically call out to you, speak, and then transfer it to, let's say, a professor or administrator.
You are bombarding a call line that can handle one call at a time, and you are raising it to handle unlimited number of calls at the time until you need a person to be involved. In the meantime, the person that is going to be involved is watching a dozen different conversations in progress between the caller, you, a prospective student, and me as the administrator. I'm watching them and watching for the point that the AI needs to get a human being involved, and then I, as a human being that knows more than the chatbot, joins in the conversation and answers specifically the question that you raised as a prospective student that the AI doesn't know yet because it has been just recently done.
Got it. And so this project here, would you two be leading this?
Yes.
It does go university-wide, but the pilot project...
Now, the pilot, we'll be starting with the pilot, and then if it's successful, then I'm also basically the advisor to our IT innovations. So they said, go ahead and start it, and let's see what are the issues. So one of the things is at the university, Microsoft is heavily induced in the university, and I'm trying to have them basically be agnostic at the least, but basically tell them that Gemini has a lot, and Google has a lot of tools that we can use as well. So I want it to be Google-based.
Basically, the university, the IT now, excluded Google and anybody else beyond Microsoft, and they decided we are going to be a Microsoft shop, and we don't care about everybody else. Mm-hmm. And also the security, we used to use other third parties. So now everything is Microsoft, and that's it. And if you want to do something else, we are not supporting it. You can do it on your own.
Well, it's not that they're not supporting it, but they want to see justification. You understand? And so they said, you understand? So they said to me, go ahead and do a pilot, and we can see why is this any better than Copilot. For instance, they wanted me this week to be the champion of Copilot and train me to do Copilot. But I see so many more advantages of what you have.
Specifically, Notebook LM. So Microsoft doesn't have anything like that.
Close.
But officially, they told the university, that the administrators, you don't use anything that we don't support, which is Microsoft, period.
But they're much more, but they're willing to do that.
Unless we are convinced otherwise, you come and convince us that they have something to offer that Microsoft doesn't have.
And we're even thinking about it as almost an agent for every professor, then can also be basically have an agent describing their office hours, describing what tests they have. It's basically describing their research. So we almost envision it as basically there'll be a bot for every, basically agent for every professor. You see that? And a lot of times getting in when they can't answer a question, let me see Dr. Rush, and basically she'll get back to you.
So
but a lot of the common questions the bot can do, and the bot can answer if you're like at 1 o'clock in the morning worried about an exam. What was the exam? Where is the exam? What is the exam going to cover? Go to the bot. The professor or the teaching assistant isn't going to answer you at 1 in the morning.
Got it. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the
yeah.
1 a.m.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, but you can.
When you are a procrastinator, like a lot of the students are, they wait until midnight before the test to study. And between midnight and the morning, the professor is not going to have an office hour with you and tell you what you flunked on the midterm and explain it to you for the final.
That I completely agree. And
Yeah.
I heard you guys kind of sort of touching on sort of the specifics of each agent.
Yeah.
I really think you guys should hear about Google's Agent Space.
Yes.
Are you aware of this new product, Agent
No.
Space? So this is it's a little bit built on top of Notebook LM, and it's kind of a new platform that we're rolling out. People are really excited about it, and everything that you guys have talked about, I think Agent Space is just perfect. I really am excited to get you connected with a demo, because Agent Space, you can connect all your agents to your databases, APIs, any of other critical resources, and you just get to spend a lot more time on, I guess I should put it like a lot less time on the finicky coding.
Yes,
and
that's what that. And also, let me just tell you, my students, just so you can see the broad, I teach them to be Gen AI consultants. And what they do as projects, all the students, is they take a certain sector and they're Gen AI products. And one of the things that they already know, one of the assignments I gave them already is Notebook LM. That was the start of it. And I said, you're the beginning of it. We have an exam next week. Why don't you use it I'm giving you permission to use it for the exam, before the exam, to study. And they were just so overwhelmed, and they just said, oh, is this great? But they were seeing problems with it still, the idea of joining and so forth. But the idea to have specialized agents, where I want it to be so easy that my pilot could also use it, because they're also doing internships for a number of companies, for the financial community, Morgan Stanley. I have students going to New York, other places in real estate and others. So this is, down the line, I want you to see how broad that is, that they can basically, now what they want to do, companies, I'm going to something, Enterprise Connect. Are you familiar with that conference? You guys are presenting there. And one of the things is, I can see is a lot of the older people know nothing about AI, and what they want from their basically interns is basically to implement AI for them, and use it and be familiar. So I think that's valuable for them as well. But there's so many, you understand, Evan, I have so many different leads, but these are my direction that I want to go. To have humans work with AI, and then there won't be a complete replacement. I said, you won't have a job if you don't know how to use AI.
You are familiar with Joint in Notebook, LM?
Do you know the Join, Join, that you can join the podcast? It's in beta. Basically, when you're listening, when you're creating a podcast in Notebook LM, based on your sources, when you play it back, you as the creator can join in the conversation. So you press a button, and then it says, oh, we have someone that you want to, Evan, what would you like to say? And then you basically then say, hey, this is what we're doing here at Google, or whatever you have.
You complement the AI on topics that the AI did not interpret properly, and you add your 10 cents to it, so
your perspective.
The discussion of the AI becomes more tailored to the case.
It doesn't just sound AI-ish, that it's just AI, but then the human is coming in and basically interpreting, or basically giving another point of view.
And in so doing, you train the AI and you teach it about topic that it didn't have, and then it stores it in the database, and the next person that asks about it, it can regurgitate it to the next person as if it understands.
You're training it as you go.
Yeah, completely understand. And Agent Space fits right into that as well. It also sounds like this Join Notebook Web is also a really cool tool as well. I kind of look into that more.
Yeah.
Further, I'm just thinking about going forward.
Yes.
You guys are both professors.
Yes.
Correct on that? But I guess in this conversation, you might be more wearing a project manager hat. or is that, I mean, is this a project that has a budget, or is it really just conversation surrounding a pilot?
It's not a conversation. I can go ahead and do this. I have funds, in my research funds to go ahead and do it.
Oh, okay, awesome, great.
You understand? But I'm doing it as I'm wearing many different hats because I'm an advisor to IT at the university. I'm also, just so you know, we have a city here called Coral Gables, which is where the University of Miami is, and it's a smart city. I'm the tech advisor to them, and they also want for the city, they have been rated #1 for medium-sized city for innovations in smart city. It's the city of Coral Gables. And I'm also the tech advisor there. So they come in and I help them on which technologies they should go through. And basically, you think about the city, what do I need to do for a permit? It's very tight on permitting. It's very tight on how do I get, I'm a business, what do I need to do in terms of recycling? What do I need in traffic management, things like that? Or if I'm a resident, what color house can I paint, or things like that.
Another example is the city of Miami Garden that cannot answer 90% of the 911 calls because they are overwhelmed. And that is where the AI comes in and is not limited by answering the phone. And while the call center is busy with some other calls, in the meantime, the AI can keep the caller on the line until a person can join and provide first help to the caller to a 911 that cannot handle 90% of the calls with the old technology. They need an AI call or answering machine, if you will, that can keep the caller online until the police can get involved in the additional case.
So it sounds like these is two huge problems that are going in with two separate cities and districts.
Yeah, right. Well, and
these are all sub-cities of Miami.
They're suburbs of Miami. And one, just so you get, one has a lot of financial problems, is basically having issues even paying their bills. And the city of Coral Gables, where the university is one of the richest cities in the country, which has basically a separate innovation AI officer. So we wanted to start with the city of Coral Gables that's going to me. I go to CES with them. I'm basically advisor to their teams and basically giving them direction of what they're going to do. And sometimes they even use my students as interns to help them with their projects as
we
well.
give you two extremes of the same spectrum of city management that needs AI, and specifically caller AI and AI answering machine, so to speak.
Yeah.
So when you're working with, for example, the city of Coral Gables,
Yes.
are you connecting with anybody specific?
Yes.
I see here, is it ANS, Apolinar?
No, it is Raimundo. He is the innovation officer, the IT innovation officer.
Oh, Raimundo Rodolfo?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I mean, I'd really be interested in connecting with them as well.
Yeah, and we can have a set. As a matter of fact, he's going to be coming into my class in a couple of weeks, and so we're almost on a weekly basis. We chat. Yes, Raimundo Rodolfo.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you a follow-up email after the meeting, and during your class, does it go by Ray or is it Raimundo?
Raimundo.
Raimundo. If Raimundo, is still expressing interest in that, I really would be happy to connect with them.
Yeah.
Get with there and sort of have just a larger conversation, as well as the other. I think.
There's so many different ones, but I'm just telling you why I said that I wear so many different hats.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I know you're listening here as professor, but I was just like, it sounds like they have a lot going on.
Right. It's not just your traditional professor that you remember in school, right? Yeah, so there's so many different ones, and I reach out to the community and, in both areas, so.
And so going forward, I'll definitely send you a follow-up email, but is there any, specific days coming up in March, April, where you're looking for a follow-up meeting? I'll definitely try to get you, I will get you connected with a demo for Agent Space.
Yeah.
Just because that'll just be so valuable. It just sounds like exactly what you need. And I really need
if we can get that the earliest, because then I can see what, if this really fits, and then maybe I can follow up with questions to someone
Yeah, and
that's
we're also
technical.
going to connect, and if you can meet your representative in Connect that can actually can stay with us and give us a specific demo with somebody that knows
I
something
don't know what they're
about
going.
it.
In Enterprise Connect, we're going to go to that next week in Orlando, and I saw that Google is presenting there. I'm not sure what Google, who you're sending, and what what type of feedback they can give me.
Unfortunately, usually I find that information out at the same time as you guys do in
Okay.
terms of what they're actually going to discuss.
Right, because I didn't see any. All I just saw was Google. You know what I mean? And it's so broad, Google.
It's even for the employees of Google, it's hard to find their hands from their tails because the company is so diversified
Right.
and so many silos that one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing.
That's what I'm here for, is to try to
Right.
eliminate as much of those silos as possible. But yeah, I see
get
that.
So it is a huge task for you to figure out what exactly is going on and how to find the right person for the right issue.
Right. That's why I really appreciate it, Evan. So you can see how more it's broad, that it's sort of as a professorship, sort of as the research that I do in AI, also working, in a number, and I do a number of talks and a number of events, and we are registered to go to your developer conference. I guess that's in May as well. And that May.
We have the developer conference in May, and then in April we'll have Google Next, which I'd be happy to send you some information over on that as well. I think we have a discounted sign-up page, $50 off. Don't quote me on that, but we do have a discounted sign-up page.
Well, I've already been. I don't think I can. You can send it to me, but I've already gotten an invitation for the May event.
Gotcha. Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, so just to kind of circle back and make sure we got every corner covered. Initially, I'm going to I'll send you that follow-up email, and I'll start working on connecting with your Google account team, specifically agent space experts, customer engineers that'll be able to speak on that, and definitely going to work for a quick turnaround on the pilot for the AI agents that you're working to create.
Yes.
Then also, if it's up to you going forward, those larger issues surrounding the entire city of Miami and those sub-districts, I'd be really, really excited to have conversations.
Yeah, I think we should start with Coral Gables first. Because since they have the funds, you know what I mean, and
they're also a smart city, and they have a special crew that is in charge of implementing it. They have the budget and the brain power, most importantly.
You know what I mean? They have the services. The other city, they don't even have the personnel,
They cannot answer 99% of the 911 calls.
Yeah, that's a very, very shocking statistic there.
They've made some improvements.
And it was in the paper, so you can Google it, type in Miami Garden call center, 911 call center, and you'll see.
Yeah, but
it's not something that we've invented or anything confidential.
Yeah, it's been up. But I think, and then your Google Space, right? Is that called Google Space? Google Workplace?
Oh, Google Workspace. Yeah. Are you guys an existing customer of that, or is it all Microsoft?
What? We're probably all Microsoft. I don't know if we can get it. Can we get a demo of that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to connect you with. I'm really close with some Google Workspace experts, and they'd all be happy to just go over and chat and see what the Google Workspace would look like in your existing environment.
Yeah. If we could maybe do that, because I really, and it's not. I think number one, I'm biased towards Google, but number two, I don't think it's fair for our students that they're exposed to Microsoft, and then you're on kind of like on the background there. That's not a full picture,
We're also working with a lot of small businesses. What the students are doing in their project, they contact small businesses around the world, especially the U.S., and do the project on their behalf. And then after the semester is over, they turn out the project to the business.
And then what they are is all the students are then Gen AI consultants, so they have to find the tools to be using that requires not that much coding, since most of them are not full-blown programmers, and basically reach out to either real estate or to banking or some of the other fields, healthcare,
hospitality,
restaurants, hotels, but You know, so I think we need to prioritize. Just I think that you're getting it, you know, in your ways.
Hmm. And so for Asian space, the the potential there is to have, you know, I think I spoke about this a little bit already, but just to touch back on it,
Yeah.
you'll really only be focusing on what the agent is going to achieve, what it's going to do once deployed. If you're not dealing with students that are really interested in coding or that's not their forte,
Right.
then yeah, this is just, I mean, there's really no other route that I could point
Yeah,
you
yeah,
in.
yeah.
But yeah, Notebook LM is also integrated within this. Also, I mean,
Oh,
it
great.
not
That'll
only
be
Gemini
that'll be
is
perfect.
so,
Yeah.
mhm. Okay, well, I think I'm really excited to get to work on this and inform just the Miami Google reps about this interest here and really start conversations.
Hmm.
I'll just work for a quick turnaround as possible.
Okay.
There didn't really mention any specific dates, which is completely fine. I'm gonna work to just get it done as
Yeah,
quickly.
get it
Just,
done as quickly as possible. This is my week for spring
mhm.
break,
Oh, nice.
so it's nice in the way that I don't have the teaching part. And next week, from Monday to Thursday, I'll be at that. I was invited to go to Enterprise Connect. That's the conference in Orlando. So if you can find out, maybe in that way, it's a secondary. Otherwise, I'll just see the rep in Google and speak to him or her.
Yep, that sounds great to me. Well, I have a lot of good information here. I'll
Yes.
consolidate this info and send you guys a follow-up email. I have an email on file
Which one?
for the Rush one, the Miami EDU one, but I think I should have one because we connected a
Yeah.
while last
Right.
year. I should have one where
It's a
everyone.
Gmail account, no?
Yeah, so I have the one for
Dr.
DRA
Rush.
Rush, Dr. Rush, and the one for Sarah Rush.
Yeah, so it's Sarah Rush. That'd be good. So you can
Okay,
have. Let me give you the DRS, like for Sarah Rush at Gmail.
That's the one I
And,
have.
okay.
And then I have the DRA Rush.
Yeah, but let's do the S. It'll be just easier.
Like doctors, like two
Doctor.
doctors.
Doctor,
DRS
sorry,
for
my
doctors.
Yeah.
apologies.
No, but it's like
Doctors,
doctors.
rush,
Right.
like rush to the airport
Right.
or the bathroom.
Got it.
Yeah.
That will help me remember. Thank
Right,
you.
right, right. Okay.
You
All
cannot
right.
forget this rush to the bathroom.
Rush to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for scheduling the meeting. It's
Yeah,
always really great
it's-
talking with you guys.
It's always great.
And,
Yeah.
what might be in.
Oh,
Also,
let me-
if you
let
like,
me-
if
let-
you like
Oh,
to see,
sorry.
also if you like to see a demo, we can show you an example where we call our own AI, and the AI replies just like 800 GPT, except that it is a local area code, so you don't have to pay the toll-free fees.
Yeah. But anyways, what I do want to ask you is, I saw when I was getting on the call, it says Google Notes. So this is incorporated with Google Meet, or how is this the summary?
Yep, that's a part of the Google Workspace suite. So that I can speak a little bit on that. So Google Meet is a tool or an application within the Google Workspace suite, and it does allow you to include an AI assistant that can just provide topics that were covered, and in case you forget anything, it'll just include a little bit of information about what was talked about. You can also do a full transcript if you'd like, but I usually turn that off because
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit too much
Yeah,
data.
it's overload. What you want is a
Yeah.
summary and basic. So you're going to send me that AI generated summary
Yeah,
of our talk.
I'll send you everything that we've covered, and
Yeah.
actually, it's up to you. I'll send you everything that we covered, and if there's anything that I'm missing, or there's anything that you really want to push to the priority,
Yeah.
feel free to just shoot me
I
that
think
email and say,
I think you got the right one. I think
okay,
the agent space, and then the Google, what do you call it? Workplace, is that what it's called?
yeah, Google Workspace.
Google Workspace. Okay.
Yeah.
I call it place. So those two are my priorities.
And if you like to see a demo, we can call one of
Hold
our
on one second.
numbers to demonstrate to you how it works. So you call the number, and AI replies and asks you to talk to the AI.
Yeah.
It would be an example of the current AI agent
Yeah.
that you're using right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you can, we'll give you the number. You can call it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd be happy to
And
do that.
it's
Yeah.
it's a vanity phone number, so it's easy to remember. For example, USA, Manuel.
M-O-N, Manuel, USA.
USA is the area code. So U is 8, and S is 7, and A is 2. So the area code is 872.
Got it.
and then man is MON, like money,
And well, like wellness.
and well, like wellness. Altogether, it is USA Manuel. You call
And that,
you
that's
call
the
the
phone.
you call the number even from a landline, and you'll be talking to the AI.
got it.
Okay.
And this is currently provided through Microsoft, is that correct?
No, does not provide.
This is a hodgepodge of different VoIP providers and AI. This is why we are looking for Google that has all the pieces and can put it all together instead of having to deal with 5 different vendors.
Yeah,
Got it.
because also ChatGPT has one where it's 1-800
ChatGPT.
You can try that. Did you know they had that?
Yes, and then the 5-4 call sound, that one.
Yeah.
That's right, which we have told you last time that we contacted you.
Okay, great.
Yep, I remember.
But
Okay.
now,
Okay.
just now we made the progress that we have our own numbers. So to demonstrate to you that we are not just using what's available in the market.
You know, we're trying to modify.
Yeah, you're trying to combine everything
Right,
you can to get the
right.
best possible solution.
Okay.
I
All
definitely
right.
think agents
All
first
right.
would be that for you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your
You're
time
welcome.
today, guys. It's
Bye-bye.
really always great to connect. I
Always
hope you have
great.
a great rest of your week.
And looking forward to hear from you. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good week. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay. You want to stop here? Okay. So Agent Space.
You cannot even figure out from them what do they have.
No, he
And
doesn't.
he doesn't know the product itself.
No, he doesn't. He's never even used Notebook LM. Can you imagine? Okay, do you want to do, the dentist called me just now. Oh, you want to turn off the recording, then you can have that. So they use